interested. We tend to shy away from anything that has gotten to do with money. I don't really know where that thing is coming from, if it is the spirit of poverty manipulating us or what. Because I don't know. I don't know if you share that thought with me. If that is the case, let me know in the comments. Because I personally have realized that many Christians don't like talking about money. It's something uncomfortable for a lot of people. When we talk about finances, it becomes a lot of things in the ears of a lot of Christians. Meanwhile, it is something we are supposed to be interested in. And that is exactly what we're going to talk about today. Everything about our faith is not only about knowing that you are born again, you've repented and all that. Yes, but yet we still live in this world. We buy the same things unbelievers buy. We go to the same schools with them. We do everything that they do. And if that is the case, then it means that we still need these tools to do the things that they do in a better way. So I feel that understanding needs to be taken away. Thank you for joining me. I see you, Miranda. I see my wife in there. I see Asaf Mami. And if I'm not able to see you too, thank you and you're welcome to Roundtable today, even as we talk about securing our financial future. So if you maybe had the opportunity to hear me talk about one of these things, I had a series that I did on money and the Bible, and I did mention the fact that Jesus Christ did speak a lot more about money than heaven and hell combined. And he did also talk more about money than prayer and faith combined. So for those of us believers who feel that, oh, these are not necessary, all that matters is salvation for your soul. Yes, that is the primary thing. But then when Jesus came, he brought that salvation, but he also found the topic of money and finances to be very interesting. It really intrigued him that he talked about it more than heaven and hell combined and more than prayer and faith combined. That means that it is something very, very important that we cannot, and we do not have to overlook at any point in time. So as we talk, and I'll be asking some questions. If you have some thoughts, you leave them in the comments. I'll be reading them today. It's about you and I, one of these times that I enjoy a lot. Now, let me say something here that when you see a wealthy person and you see a poor person, you know exactly the difference between those two people. It is not the money that is the difference. A lot of us will think that, okay, the difference between Elon Musk, or let's say the difference between Jeff Bezos and myself sitting here, I'm not poor though, but I'm just using myself for example. The difference between Jeff Bezos and myself sitting here is not because he has more money than me, but it is actually because he has something else that is not money. Does anybody know that? The difference between me and Jeff Bezos, he is a multi-billionaire, or Elon Musk, or Warren Buffett, or Bill Gates, all these people, or Mark Cuban, Carlos Slim, all these rich guys, or this our own Facebook guy, Mark Zuckerberg. What is the difference between them and me, or yourself who is watching me? Let me see. Okay, nobody has answered that question yet. My wife says, of course, my hubby, you're a billionaire. Yes, I'm also a billionaire. You just don't know yet. So what is the difference between us? It is simple. It is not the money. It is information. It is knowledge. They know something that can make billions that somebody who is not a billionaire does not know. If you pick a normal millionaire or something and you compare them to somebody else, it is just simple. The difference is not in the money. You may look at them and just think that, oh, this person has a lot of money. But no, you are just scratching the surface. It is not the money. It is something they know that you don't know. So they know something more and you don't know that. And that thing which they know that you don't know is that which makes them richer. So the wealth, the billion, is just an expression of the knowledge they have. So money is always it's an expression of the knowledge you have. So we always have to make sure that we are not chasing after the wrong thing, but we are going after the right thing, which is knowledge. You need to be asking yourself, what can I know? What do I need to find out? That has the potential of making me millions. The secret to your success is not in what you know, because if what you knew was capable of making you a billionaire, you would have been. Because there are people your age who have millions, who have billions. So if what you knew had that ability to make you that, you would have been. So that secret is in what you don't even know that you don't know. So a lot of us, there is something we don't know, even about money. And we don't even know, we are not aware that we don't even know that thing. And that is what is keeping us where we are. So you will see two people, they will be working at the same job or similar job. They will both retire and one will be living very comfortably and the other will be relying on family and friends and their children and always burdening them. The difference between those two people is the fact that the one who did not have enough did not even know that they did not know something. And so we always have to search for that one thing that we don't know. Of course, as believers, we know that money is not everything, but of course, irrespective of the fact that it's not everything, it is also a great tool that we cannot ignore. Come on, trust me. When you go to church, at least you pay offering. You will take taxi or Uber or train or something else to be able to get to the church. And that thing was not free. You used money to pay for it. So whether you like it or not, money is not something we can do away with, whether Christians or not. It doesn't matter who you are. You still need to understand some principles, and these principles are what we are talking about here. Mrs. Aslakofi says that because they plan and take risk. Yes, they do plan and they take risk. Indeed. And my wife says, knowledge. It is very important. So first of all, I put down a few thoughts on how we are going to be able to secure our financial future. We are all young. The problem is that when we are young like this, we tend to think that we have more time. Oh, we have more time. There is more time. You see, go and ask that old person who retired with nothing, and they will tell you that when they were your age, they were telling themselves that, oh, I still have more time, I still have more time, I still have more time. No, you don't have more time. You don't. You don't. By the time you close your eyes and open, there is another year, and there is another year, and you keep telling yourself, I'm going to get better, I'm going to do better, but you never seem to get better or improve. So we need to be careful to understand these things. So first and foremost, make sure that you are adding value to yourself. Add value to yourself. Add value to yourself. And this one thing, I cannot emphasize it enough. Personal development is very, very important. When I talk about personal development, it is two ways, both formally, in terms of formal education, and informal education. A lot of us try to prioritize only the formal education. We go through school, we get our doctorate, and what have you. But then, still, we have not added enough value to ourselves. See, when people are cheering you up and all those things, it is not because of anything. It is because of the value that you bring to the table. So you always have to make sure that you are adding value. You are becoming somebody that someone would want to receive something from. And that only comes through value addition, through education. So educate yourself in your field. If you are a plumber or whatever you are doing, don't just sit there and think, oh, I'm good at this. You need to keep on learning new things and adding value to yourself, even in that field. Because trust me, if you give yourself 3 to 5 years, somebody will come who is better than you. And you always want to be the best or among the best in your industry, because that is how you'll be able to command a lot of money. So value addition, value addition, value addition. I cannot stress this enough. Make sure you are among the best there is in your field. Don't settle for mediocrity. Always make sure that when we are looking for the best financial advisors, I'm going to be part. When they are looking for the best plumbers, I'm going to be part. When they are looking for the best software developers, I'm going to be part. When they are looking for the best nurses, I'm going to have to be one of them. That should always be your goal. If they are looking for the best pastors, I'm going to be one of them. Don't settle down for mediocrity, thinking that the 200 church members you got, that's all. So, this one I've arrived. You haven't arrived. You never arrive. Life is not a journey we arrive. We don't arrive. So you keep on striving to do better, become better. Secondly, make sure that you are getting financial education. This is a very tricky part. A lot of us think that we know a lot about money, but we actually know nothing about how money works. The mere fact that you went to school, you went through all that you needed to do, and you became a doctor or something, maybe you even have a PhD in economics, does not mean that you know how money works. Honestly. So don't fool yourself in thinking that, oh, he asked for money. Oh, money is I know how it works. You don't. Because if you did, you wouldn't be where you are. Now the question is, assuming that my formal education in school, let's say PhD in economics or PhD in finance, is actually the secret to making money, how many of the billionaires have PhDs in economics and finance? How many of them? In fact, how many of these billionaires even bear the title doctor? Elon Musk perhaps appears to be one of the most educated of them. Even he has an MBA. So it's not really about the formal education you are getting. It's about learning how money works. And that one, we don't teach you in classroom. You need to learn from the people who know how to make money work. And so you have to look for the kind of people who are doing great things with money, the kind of people, the Warren Buffetts of our time, the Katie Woods of our time. You need to look at them and see how they think when it comes to money. That is called financial education. You need to listen to these people, not your professor. Honestly, if your professor knew how to make billions, they would be a billionaire. So the mere fact that they are there, they have they are a professor, they have all the degrees, more than a thermometer, more than the degrees on a thermometer, doesn't mean that they know how to make money. If they knew, they will make it. There's no human being on this earth who will tell me that he knows how to make more money, but they choose not to make it. If they knew how to make it, they will. So if your professor knew how to make millions, they would. So you don't learn about money from a poor man. The person who is out there teaching you finance and economics, I tell you, they are clueless how money works. They may know how it works in theory, but when it comes to the practicality, you need to listen to the people on the ground, the people who are making the money. Follow them. Don't follow slave queens. Follow them, the Mark Cubans, the people. Elon Musk can just make a tweet, just a tweet, and he will send stocks soaring. These are the people you need to be following. You see how they think, and then you begin to emulate them. That is the way to go. Not somebody who is barely trying to manage some $100,000 a year as salary. Let's be careful. The kind of people we are getting our financial education from. It is very, very important and critical. And then become a planner. You need to become a planner, not a saver. A lot of us think that just because we are saving money or we are okay, you can be saving money and losing the money as well. So you need to have a plan. If you don't have a plan, you may be doing nothing. So even with that money you are saving, what is the plan behind it? And you make a plan considering all the environmental factors, everything that is going on. You look at inflation, the interest rates, and everything, and you plan. And you know that, okay, I'm going to save this amount for this period of time. When it matures to this amount, I'm going to take part of it to invest in A, B, or C. You must have a plan. You must have a financial plan. It is very, 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 and very, again, important. I believe that we are learning some things. I also want to be learning from you. That's why I keep looking at the phone to see the comments that I'm getting. So please keep your comments coming in. So you plan, not just save. You plan, even your savings, you plan. How much are you saving? How much are you doing this? How much are you doing that? It is all important. And then as believers, one very important thing is pay your tithe and support the work of God. Pay tithe and support the work of God. Pay tithe and support the work of God. I said pay tithe and support the work of God. If even you are not a believer, pay tithe and support the work of God. You can support community, you can support other people. Make sure that at least that 10% is going out. You always have to be a giver. So at least 10% of your income. This one, I don't care whether you are a Christian, you are Muslim, you are Buddhist, you are pagan, you are an atheist, whoever you are, at least 10% of your income should go out. If you are a believer, it should be tithe. If you are not and you are a pagan, I pray that you change and you come and know Christ Jesus. If not, make sure that you are giving that 10% to charity, using it to support other people. It is very, very important. The law of giving and receiving, it is a law. It is like gravity. The moment you throw a pen up, it will come down. I just threw my pen. When you leave it, it will fall. It is a law. So the law of giving and receiving, it is also a law. So you always have to make sure that that law is being fulfilled. It is a law. We don't break laws with our mouth. You just need to do the bidding of the law. That's why all these big guys, they are all very big givers. If you don't know, they are all very big givers. Warren Buffett, for example, can donate over $9 billion into charity and all those things. Why do you think they do that? It helps them first to write off their taxes and all that, but it is still also a way they get to multiply their money, because when you give, you receive. This one is a law, whether you believe it or accept it or not. It is a law. So make sure you are paying your tithe. Believers, please, don't sit in church and not pay tithe. It's a big error. Make sure you are paying. Okay. Now, when you are paying your tithe, also make sure that you are taking care of your health. Make sure you are taking care of your health. Be very intentional about your health. Let me see. I am learning a lot. I really want to be a rich woman. Um, yeah, yeah, very important. Pay tithe and support the work of God. Yes, it is very, very important. Make sure you are also um, taking care of your health. Your health is very important. If you make billions and you are not in good health, it is an error. So please, as you are doing everything that you can do to make sure that you are accumulating money, you are planning for your future, you are also making sure that you are protecting yourself, you are keeping strong and all that. Don't be eating all the junk food at night, wake up having that sedentary lifestyle and all that. No, be active. Otherwise, you will make the money for other people to come and enjoy because you might not live that long to spend that money. So, all right, as that one is out of the way, now you need to set short-term goals to achieve long-term ones. A lot of us, we have long-term goals. Like my wife just put in the chat, very interesting. I really want to be a rich woman, cash mama. Okay, so this is a long-term goal, but a simple question. And I know that a lot of us, we have these goals. I want to be very rich, fabulously rich. Your long-term goal, how are you achieving it? You can only achieve these long-term goals if you have short-term goals to achieve the long-term one. So your goal is to become a billionaire. Okay, my goal is to become a billionaire. Okay, that is my goal, long-term goal. Now, having that long-term goal, the simple question is, what are the little things that you can do to make sure that you achieve that big goal? You don't sit down and then the millions get wired into your account overnight. Or you are just sitting down and then your phone beeps, ping, ping. When you went to check, it was $5 billion. God can do that. I will not discredit God. God can do that. But I'm sorry, He won't do. Irrespective of the fact that He can do that, He won't do. Because you are not there yet. Where you are, even the $5,000 a month, you can't manage it. You think that God is going to wire 1 billion into your account. No. So you need to make sure that you are working towards it. And then He will be bringing in, He will be bringing in, He will be bringing in. So you don't just sit down and think that, oh, a friend, as Mrs. Kofi just put there, miracle money. Yes, there is miracle money. But the point is that that miracle money is not going to make you a billionaire if you don't know how to manage it. So you need to set short-term goals, making sure, okay, I want to become a billionaire. As for me, I've said that I will be a billionaire. It's not I want to become. So what are the short-term goals? What are the things that I need to invest in? What are those instruments that are going to catapult me to get there? It's not just about dreaming about it. Because trust me, a lot of us, if you see $1 billion sitting down, you'll be confused. You'll be so overwhelmed that within 2 years you'll finish it. Weren't we here in America when one lady went to win, is it American Idol? And she received, I think, about $5 million or so. And she blew the whole money in about a year. So she was obviously not ready for that. And this has been one problem in what do we call it? Even in the NFL and with the athletes. We see a lot of athletes during their active days, they make a lot of money. And then by the time they are a little older, 40, 45 years, they are already broke because they did not know how to manage those resources that God blessed them with. So always make sure that you are doing that. Always set short-term goals. Let me see. Let me see what you're saying. I want that kind of miracle money. Hmm. Can you manage it? That's a good question. Can you manage it? You are a billionaire. And Miranda is saying, I'll buy a house. Okay. So Miranda, if you were given $1 billion right now, all you can think about is a house. Is that all you can do? Because which house are you going to buy? And how much is that house going to cost? What happens to the rest of the money? And how are you going to make sure that that money sits there? Okay, you're saying investing. All right. Mrs. Kofi is saying too easy crowd. Yeah. So, sometimes when we look at it from afar, it sounds, oh, I'll do this. But we need all the long talk is for us to invest, know how to do that. And this all comes about from setting those short-term goals so that we can achieve what we want to achieve. A long-term goal is to become a billionaire or become a millionaire to own whatever. But in the short term, how do you intend to get there? That is very important. How do you intend to get there? Is it through your career or which means? And I'm sorry to disappoint you. If your goal is that I'll become a nurse and then through your salary you become a billionaire, it's a dream that will never materialize. I'm sorry, but it's the truth. A lot of us, you are going to be a doctor or something and through that you become a billionaire. It won't happen because honestly, none of those guys are career men. They all think differently. So yes, I'll come to that shortly. And then you make sure that you are buying assets, more assets than liabilities. More assets. I didn't say that don't buy liabilities. Sometimes you can't help it but to buy a liability. This shirt I'm wearing is a liability. I bought it, but I have to because I need to wear a shirt. It's a liability. My phone, well, it can be an asset, but it can also be a liability. So make sure that you are buying assets. Assets are just simply things that can make you money. So if you buy something that can make you money, that becomes a vehicle through which you can make more money. It becomes an asset. Anything that would take money out of your pocket is a liability. So let's use a phone, for example. If you went to buy an iPhone 12 Pro Max, and all you are doing with that phone is to, what do you call it? Make phone calls, send SMS, chat on social media, and all those things. It is a liability. If your phone plan is, let's say, I'm on T-Mobile, you have the T-Mobile Magenta Plus, and all you are doing with that data, unlimited data, and all those benefits is for you to just use social media and chat and all those things. It is a liability. You are better off not doing that. But if you are using that same thing, let's say the 12 Pro Max, and it is because you need it maybe to edit your document on the go. You are a consultant and you need those capabilities to do certain things, or maybe you are even using it to shoot a vlog for YouTube. Maybe you have a YouTube channel and you don't want to buy camera, so maybe your phone, a good phone with a good camera, so you went to buy iPhone 12 Pro Max or maybe Samsung S20 or S21 and all those things. Yes, it makes sense. In that case, it becomes an asset because it is actually helping you to put money in your pocket. Otherwise, don't waste your time. A lot of the things that are happening, they are things that take money out of our pocket. Miranda says you're attacking me. Oh, Miranda, I don't think anybody is attacking you. We love you too much to attack you. Very true. Your income alone can make you a millionaire. That is a fact. How is that a liability? Oh, because it's not producing more money. Yes. You can never be richer than your employer at all. Yeah. So make sure that you are not buying liabilities. And a lot of us, we are so good at buying liabilities. We buy things that do not add any value. And those are the things we keep on buying. we are swiping our credit card only to buy the latest phone, the latest dress in town. You are setting yourself up for disaster because you don't have to do that. First of all, you are not in competition with anybody. If even you think you do, or if somebody is in competition with you, you are not in competition with them. You don't have anything to prove to anybody. The biggest way to compete with anybody is your pocket, how successful you become. So as for today, let everybody look down on you. Oh, you are not guy. You are not this. You are not that. But if you have a plan, give yourself within the next 5 years, we will see who becomes the guy. So within the next 5 years, when you make the Forbes list and that person is still there buying all the new dresses from New York and Company and Macy's and whatever company, Louis Vuitton and the Gucci's, then we will see who is the guy. So learn to sacrifice short-term or immediate gratification for future, deferred gratification. Learn to defer some of the gratification. It is very important. Learn to do that. A lot of times I want to buy some stuff. I put them in my cart and they will be sitting there forever. And I'll just go and delete them from my cart because when I see that thing, I like it. But then I go back, I put it in my cart so that I won't forget. Be there. But whenever I go and think about it, I'm like, okay, why do I need this? What is it going to do? What value is it going to bring? When I'm not able to get any good justification, any good reason why I need to buy this, I won't buy it. It has to, then I'll delete it. So you always have to think through things. I went to trade my Note 9 and I got $800 back. I needed it 2 years ago, but now I have more computers at home, so I don't really need it anymore. Interesting. Yes. So that is clearly even a good trade. Yeah. So you think about that. And then do not borrow to finance a lifestyle. Don't borrow money to go and buy a dress. Don't borrow money to go and buy some perfume. Don't borrow money to go and buy something that's not an asset. That's what I'm saying. If you have to borrow money, let it be financing something that can pay back. So if what you're going to buy cannot pay back the loan, don't take it. You are better off without it. So, for example, if you are going to school and you are taking student loan, good. It's okay, because when you graduate from school and you get a job, you can pay back that loan. So that is a good borrowing. If you are borrowing to buy a house, which is going to lower your rent payment and all those things, it is good. If you are borrowing to buy an investment property, definitely mortgage is borrowing. It's a form of borrowing. So you will definitely be in debt. But people have learned how to use these monies to become rich. You see, a lot of the rich people, it is not their own monies that made them rich, but it is other people's money. OPM, which you may or may not be aware, other people's money. If you are able to leverage other people's money very well, then you can propel yourself. But don't go and leverage other people's money to finance your lifestyle. Maybe I want to buy a car, then I go and take a loan and I go and buy some car. No. You're making a mistake. You know the reason why I'm saying that? Because if that car is not making you any money, you are better off not taking that loan. Unless it is something that's going to cut down some cost significantly. Maybe you are always going somewhere that requires you to take Uber and taxi, and when you put all of it together, your monthly bill in terms of the cars you have taken and all that, you are better off buying a car, because when you compare your payments and the gas you have to pay and all those things, yeah, it's better. In that case, only and only then should you, so you're always weighing the cost versus the benefit. If the cost is higher than the benefit, don't do it, believers. please don't do it. If there is more cost than there is to benefit, don't. Don't just decide to go and buy a car because you want to flex. You want to be the big girl in town. So let me go and get myself a Mercedes S-Class. It is not necessary. Nobody cares. See, the people who will see it, oh, nice, 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 nice. When you get back home, that's the end of it. When they see it the next time, okay, yeah, she has a nice car. It ends there. Don't put yourself through that stress. Because a lot of the bad decisions we make are because we want to impress people. Don't fall victim for that. And then take advantage of financial freebies. That's one of my favorites. Take advantage of freebies. See, if you ask my wife, me personally, I don't buy anything full price. I don't. I won't buy anything full price. Not even a car. So even a car, if you want to buy, for example, it doesn't make any sense to decide, okay, 2022 models of the new cars are coming. Oh, let me go and buy that car. You pre-order. It doesn't make financial sense. I'm telling you, if you've been doing that, stop. The reason is because that car that is giving you MSRP, let's say it is $30,000. You'll be surprised that by 2023, it will be worth like $20,000 or $15,000. So instead of doing that, you have to look for things that are timeless. And then you buy maybe a year or two below. So if it is a car, like in the example of a car that you want to buy, you always want to go a year or two. By that time, the price would have reduced about 40% or at least some 30% discount on that car. You can buy it and then maintain it. As long as it's timeless and it's a good engine and everything, you are good to go. You don't need to pre-order and get the latest of the latest. If something a little older can serve the same purpose, you are just wasting your money. Because if you walk to a car dealership and you buy a car, and then you just drive the car after paying for it, you just drive the car and you get to their junction and you decide, no, I've changed my mind. I'm bringing this car back. They will buy it for less than how much they sold it to you. The same day, a few minutes, all you did was drive it from their compound. Once the paperwork has been done, it doesn't matter. They will still buy it for less. If even you have put just 1 mile or 0.01 mile on it, they will buy it for less. So it means that it depreciates so quickly. Be smart about it and don't fall into some of these traps, always catching up with the new things and all the hype. No. A lot of them are not worth it if it's not a major improvement or a major leap. Yes, let's see. Same. I clear things from my cart all the time. That's good. Deferred gratification. Me too. I'll put 10 things in my cart and buy only 2. Yeah, that's interesting. That's stupidity in the highest place. Taking a loan to buy dresses. To flaunt. Thank you, Miranda. That's peer pressure right there, or social media pressure. I need to buy a car because I think I'm making Uber rich. Yeah, so think about it. Always the cost versus the benefit. If the cost outweighs the benefit, please don't do. And take advantage of these freebies. Don't buy anything on full price. Oh, me, I'm telling you. And I'm very good at that. That one I'll tell you. Any which way that I'll get a discount. That reminds me, after this place, I have to go to Bath and Body Works. I have some coupons I have to use. Always make sure that you are buying things at a discounted rate. Discount. If you were just a little patient, that thing that you are looking for whichever amount, you'll be surprised that you can get it for maybe a fraction of that price. I'm not saying that go and buy it from illegal sources. No. The very place. I don't even buy stuff off those black market and all those things. I don't like it. But if I have to buy a phone from Samsung, I tell you, if you and I have to buy the same phone from Samsung, mine will be cheaper than yours because I know how to leverage those freebies, points, loyalty. You're always looking around. I always think when let's say it's S21 that is out there, the first question I'm asking myself is, how do I buy this for less than how it is being sold? Because eventually I'll have to go and, if I have to go and trade it in or something, I don't want to lose that money. So you always think around it. You always think around it and get the best deal. I think recently there was something I bought, and then when it came, the moment I bought it, I think I got it for a very good deal. And then I got another deal from them, the same people. I'm like, oh my God, when I did the cost to benefit, I realized, oh, this is way cheaper. So I went ahead and bought that one. And then when this one came, I returned it. So you are free to explore all your options. It is any which how to make sure that you are paying less for the same quality is a good way. And then build passive income. Make sure that you are building passive income. And there are a few ways to do that. First of all is high yielding investment account, not savings. You all know how passionately I am against savings account. It is not, because the rate is always low. It is always low. So make sure, unless you have some millions that you can negotiate with the banks, that one you are in position to do that. The rich can even negotiate the interest they get on their savings. So if you are in position to do that, please make sure you do that. Otherwise, look for other investments that will give you higher return. Not those 1% and 2%. No, go around. At least if they're able to get you some 5%, 6%, it is okay. Better than that 1% that they've been giving you. And for example, if you are Ghanaian watching me, my advice, the safest for you, if you are risk averse, go and buy treasury bill. And if you are Ghanaian living in America and you have some money sitting in your savings account and you are afraid of trading with it and doing anything with it, see, go back to Ghana, send that money to Ghana. Go to Ghana Commercial Bank or one of the banks you think is secure. Go to Commercial Bank. I think Commercial Bank is secure. Go to Ghana Commercial Bank. Go and buy treasury bill there because the rate there is at least maybe some 12% to 13%. It is way better than keeping that money in your savings account here in America. You are wasting that money because I'm telling you, that 1% or 0.5% or 0.025% your bank is paying you, it's nothing. Just send that money to Ghana. If it is sitting there, you don't have anything doing with it. Send it to Ghana. Go and open a treasury bill with Commercial Bank. Don't let somebody go and do it for you, please. If you can go, or a trusted person. This one, I'm sorry. If you make a mistake and somebody chops your money too, that one there, it's not me. Please don't blame me that I've given you bad counsel. I'm saying that go yourself. If not, a very trusted person. Make them go and buy those investment tools or for you, so that it will be rolling over. It will be rolling over. It will be rolling over. Imagine if you have let's say 100,000 Ghana cedis. That should be divided by 5. So that should be about roughly $20,000. If you have like $20,000 sitting in your savings account here in America, why would you do that to yourself? When you can take that money to Ghana, go and buy treasury bill at a rate of 12.5, or with that amount, you can even get about 13% or something. 13% means that every year, that money you are going to get at least 13,000 Ghana cedis return on your 100,000 Ghana cedis investment. Which investment tool here in America will give you that, apart from trading in stocks and those things? So make sure that you are doing the right thing. And that 13,000 Ghana cedis is more than $2,000 returns on your $20,000. So imagine. So you have to be smart and be thinking. These are some little things that you might not think about, but they are very important in as far as the things you are supposed to do are concerned. Let me see. Your Bath and Body Works coupons came in mind too. Yes, so right after this show, now I'm going there. Is it same as buying something, say clothes, using and returning them to save money? Oh, that one too is cheating. While you buy the clothes, use it and then return it. No, if you don't have the need for it, don't buy it. He's able to get round trip ticket from New York to Spain for less than $300. Yes, you have rewards and all those things, so you have to be smart. My husband is the chief of the Association of Discount Buyers. Of course, proudly so. If you want to learn, I can teach you a few tricks. Wow. A friend of mine too, he will buy return ticket to Ghana for $700, but will spend 3 days in transit. No. That one too is bad. It's not about the transit. You just have to know the right time to buy, the right apps to use, and all those things. And it's like that. So sometimes you will see some people enjoying certain privileges in life, and you will think, oh no, let me catch up to them. See, it will cost you too much if you want to do that, because how we all acquire the things we acquire are not in the same way. So yeah, that's a good lesson. Please, no 3 days transit, right? Just a couple of hours transit. Okay. So what's your take on leasing a car against buying it? Oh, interesting. All right. So on the issue of leasing car, now first of all, there are a few things when it comes to buying and leasing cars, in my opinion. Personally, I don't buy car on payment. I don't like it. So I've never done it. Will never do it. The reason why I don't do that is because I feel that when I buy a car on payment, usually when you buy a car on payment, you need to go for the highest form of insurance. So full coverage with everything, because until you satisfy that, they are not going to give you the car. And that is an extra amount that you need to pay. So for example, you are leasing the car for usually about 3 years, and then you're supposed to pay, let's say, $500 on the car per month. Because of the insurance, it is going to bump that up to maybe $700, especially if you're a new driver. Your situation is even worse. Now, if you are careful in your driving, you will never get anything from that insurance all the time that you'll be driving. And so why spend that extra money? So for me, in my personal case and from my previous experience, I've realized that if you own the car outright, you can buy just the minimum requirement for the insurance, which is the cheapest way to go, and then you are good. But if you are not sure, or you are not sure of your own driving skills and all that, then please, you are better off with full coverage. So that's more of the thing. But then between leasing and buying it, buy it. Because if you lease the car, it doesn't belong to you. If you buy it, it belongs to you. So by leasing the car, you will pay. Let's say you've leased the car for 3 years. Bear in mind, after the 3 years, you have to send the car to them, to the company, and then take another one if you wish. Now, if you typically bought that car Within that 3 years, you can finish paying it. Or give yourself 4 years or even 5 years. You would have finished paying off that car. Now, the value of a 5-year-old car is still about, you can still get maybe 50% of the price. So let's say the car you're going to buy is $30,000. By 3 years, you would have paid, maybe let's say you have paid over $20,000. Because you leased that car, the money is gone. It is waste. You don't have it. So if you rather bought it, let's say within 3, 4, 5 years, you have finished paying the car off. It becomes your property. It is yours. You can choose to now change the kind of insurance you have on it. And trust me, 5-year-old car is not an old car. And you can sell it. So for that 30,000 that you bought it, within 5 years down the line, you can get at least some $12,000 off the car. If you decide to sell it, especially if you took very good care of it, you can get more than that. You can get even up to 60% of the value. It all depends on how well you took care of it. So as for leasing, my advice is never do that. I know there are people on the internet who would tell you that, oh, no, it's better to lease. It is a lie, because it's like renting a house against buying it. If the thing is yours, if you finish paying it off, you can always sell it back and make back some of your money. That is also even a form of investment. So if you feel that, well, it's the Camry, I don't like it that much. It's not a Camry I want, but now that's what I can afford. Don't go leasing it. Go buy it, because it's still going to be the same payment. Give yourself that time period. Let me finish buying it. Maybe it's a Tesla I want to buy later on. Maybe in the next 3 years or 4 years or 5 years, I want to buy a Tesla. Buy the Camry, finish paying it off. Within the next 5 years, when you are done paying it off, you can still retain at least 50% of the value of the car. You can sell it for half how much you bought it, and that gives you enough money to even put down on your Tesla. So don't lease a car if you are going to listen to my advice. I'm thinking if you lease a car, you could be changing cars every 3 years. Oh, it doesn't matter. You don't need to change a car. If a car is good, the only good thing about a car is transporting you from point A to point B. Every other thing is an accessory. So you don't need to have the latest car to enjoy the latest benefit. You can even upgrade that very car that you are driving. You can upgrade it to the new technology that they are bringing. They are always for sale. So don't be tricked into all those things that, oh, you need to upgrade. No, it's so not necessary. And then, all right, so that's I'm wrapping up here. So make sure that you are building passive income. You can start a business. That's also very important. Make sure that if you are starting a business, you are very diligent about the business. Don't waste the money. Don't be eating from the coffers of the business. It's very important. Do that. Separate the business money from your personal money in your pocket. And then stock market. As for me, I'm a big fan of the stock market. If you don't know how to trade, please, it's not for you. If you know how to trade or you know how to invest, it is good. If you choose to invest in good companies. If you choose to trade, be wise about it. That also means more time, like I do. You will not sleep like everybody sleeps. So that is a very good tool. So make sure that you are doing that. And then real estate or rental properties. That's also a very good source of passive income. If you can buy buildings and rent them out, maybe you can do the first one, and then as and when you can upgrade it, and then you get refinancing, you get some of the money back, and then you go and put it down as a down payment for. There are all these strategies to do real estate. We'll talk about those things another time. And then finally, save for your retirement. And the best way to do that is to buy yourself universal life insurance. I did not say go and buy term life insurance. That thing, to me is a scam. Uh, because at the end of the day, it doesn't secure your future, it secures the future of your children. So if you are looking for a tool that is going to secure your own future in terms of retirement benefits and all those things, then go with universal life insurance. Universal life insurance. Some companies call it whole life insurance. That tool is very, very good. No term life. My wife is saying you and your term life. She knows I hate it with passion. Don't go and buy term life because the universal life covers both that. You can still leave something for whoever you want to leave for and then still have your own pension plan in there. Don't rely only on the 401k and the mutual whatever. No, 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 no. Don't make that your focus. You think that they are paying your 401k and so you're okay. No. Go and buy universal life insurance from any good company, and it is going to help you. Let me see. A comment just came. Did you say universal life insurance for retirement, or you meant to say custom whole life? Yeah. So, like I said, it depends on the company. Some call it whole life, some call it universal life. It depends on the insurance company. But whichever way, ask them that you want the insurance policy that combines retirement benefit with leaving the whole thing legacy for somebody else or for your children and whatever to benefit from. Make sure that you are asking about that and get that. This thing, I cannot stress it enough. A lot of us young people, we feel that, oh, I'm young. I still have a lot more years to go. I have a lot more years to go. No, because this insurance I'm talking about, they are going to take your health and all those things. They are going to do medical examination on you. So the earlier, the better. Make sure that you are doing it. You can start small, but at least have something. If even your face amount is $50,000, do it. If that is all you can afford, do it. As long as you can be faithful with that, you can be certain that within the next 20, 30 years, you can have $50,000, which will not be taxed. It is non-taxable. So you know that you have this amount there, just in case of any eventualities. This one, please don't joke with it. If you're a young person listening to me, if it is $100 you can do a month, let them find out how much that will amount to in terms of the face value, and then do it. This one, please, it's highly recommended that you start something like this. Look for an insurance broker or something. If you contact me too, I can make some recommendations of some trusted people to you that you can use and buy it. These are some of the things that, you know, I'm sorry to say this. We in the Black community, we are always blaming racism for all our failures. Racism is there, but I don't think that racism is the only reason why we find ourselves where we find ourselves. Because the opportunities are there. They are available for us. It is just up to us to take the step to make sure that we are finding out, how do I do this? How do I do this? But we don't want to. We have this sense of entitlement because I'm black. What I can cry about racism and everything will be fine. Yes, you can cry about it. We will support you on social media. But when you are home and you are hungry, I'm not there with you. So let's make sure that the very tools that these people use, these are the instruments the whites they use, and they always retire on millions because they buy these instruments whilst they are working, and then they are always paying, let's say $500 a month, $200 a month, or $300, whichever amount they can. By the time they get to retire, they will have in excess of millions that they can comfortably retire on, and they can take care of their grandkids and all those things. And then when you are watching them from afar, you think, oh, they're enjoying because they are white. It's not because they are white. It's because they made wise decisions when they were growing up. And so among all the things that I've talked about, if there is any of them, well, if you can't do any of those things, you can't go to Ghana to put your money in whatever. If you can't trade stocks, if you can't start a business because you are bad at all those things, make sure that when it comes to this insurance thing, you are doing it. Either universal life or whole life. Look for it and do it. It will help you. In fact, when you do it, maybe 20 years from now, look for me and come and thank me because you need to pay me some royalty for giving you this advice. It's an advice you will not regret. Don't consume all the money you are making on all the pleasures and all the unnecessary things that you can buy. Let me see. I know, right? It's true though. Term life doesn't grow cash value. Exactly my point. So those people who are insurance brokers, please forgive me because when it comes to this particular instrument, I'm going to be your number one opponent. I will not campaign on this term life thing for you ever, when there is always the whole life or the universal life, unless the person doesn't qualify for any of those, and maybe they have some terminal something and they want to leave a legacy for their young children. Yes, do that. But to secure your own future, nope. Gracie Ham can sort you out if you need financial planning advisory on retirement, life insurance, and college savings. Yes. That's very true. So you can look for Gracie, and she can sort you out with this thing. Please, this is not adverto. I'm just here to give you honest advice. If you want to use universal life, go for variable universal life. All right. So the insurance experts are talking. Hey, Grace, today your market has come on. Sister Gracie Ham is very adorable and dependable. Yeah, she is. She's very. We will support you on social media, but you will go hungry alone. That one there is true. Her term life has its advantages. So yes. As a family, we understand, we know, but me personally, I'm more interested in building my own future than leaving something for the young ones. It is also important, but I believe that I need to do well before thinking about them. I can't labor, and all my labor is because of my children. Yes, they are very, very important. But whatever tool I want to use must be two-edged. It must cut here and cut there. Otherwise, I don't want. So that's personal though. I'm not saying that nobody should. There are some instances maybe when you have to set up something for your kids, you need to have term life before you'll be allowed to have the whole life or something. So let's know there are situations in which all of these apply. But either way, make sure that you are doing this thing. Please. So, yeah, please. All right. So thank you. I believe that you've learned a thing or two. I've enjoyed myself with you, although we've gone over our time by some 10 minutes. Please forgive me. There's a topic very dear to my heart. Ghanaian father, of course. I'm a Ghanaian, but it's all good. So thank you and God bless you all for making it a point to join us today on Roundtable. Please make sure that you are tagging your friends even after this. Share it to them. If you know specific friends who are wasting their lives and their monies, tag them or send it to them. Send it to them. Tell them, Akosia Mansa, Kojo Bro, Kojo Manu. Make sure that you are watching this video because it is going to help them. We want to all do well together and have a very good future together. There is no shortcut in this life. So just make sure you are sticking to the basic things and principles. And we'll meet again, God willing, next week. But until then, follow FBN, sleep FBN, think FBN, everything on social media, think about FBN, so that whenever you come on here, you come and check what new thing has FBN to offer, and you will build your own self spiritually, physically, financially, in every way possible. We are all about anything that will bring growth in Christ. All right, so I wish above all things that thou mayest prosper, even as your souls prosper. It has been Anna Harrison here with you on Roundtable. I've enjoyed the comment, and until we meet again next week, God be with you. I sign out.